hope that somewhere in the tragedy of the last days, I discover who he really was. I arranged to meet one of Jackson's few true insiders, a friend of his for 20 years, who'd been trying to get him in shape for the O2 concert since March, 3 months before his death. A legend from my own childhood, every bit as huge as Michael Jackson.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
It's an honour.
Thank you. Welcome to go. Thank you very much.
Lou Ferrigno, better known as the Incredible Hulk. Apparently, Jackson had always loved this simple story of a cartoon cutout character, a man transformed from mortal to monster. Tell me how you first got to become Michael's fitness instructor.
Well, about 20 years ago, I met Michael through a doctor friend of mine. He had a big house, he had a beautiful gym, so Michael was there. I met him. So I was like, a friend of mine showed me the gym. So Michael kept staring at me, like smiling like a kid, like a cat. Like, for the first time, he was all excited, like the way you were excited.
Right.
Just like you, same thing. And then he recommended Michael wanted to get ready for the World History Tour. So this friend of mine told Michael he should train with me because he knew I was the best. Then you fast forward 20 years later, when he got ready for this tour, he instantly called and said, I'd love you to train me again because he remembered how I trained him before and he trusted me. So over the course of 20 years, we just stayed close friends.
This is where Jackson prepared for his comeback, in suburban Los Angeles, in a gym, Lou Ferrigno's back garden.
And this is a valuable tool for a lot of people. Okay. So it's very simple because basically...
So what would you do with that then, mate?
Well, for example, I could just lay on it myself.
Yeah.
Like if you're laying here,
okay,
and you know you're doing sit-up and crunchies because...
These are the exercises that Lou gave Jackson. Rolling on a ball.
It's very simple. You want to do movements like this,
and lifting a big rubber band. Not the sort of things you'd imagine would get Jackson in shape for 50 concerts at the O2 Arena. So that's very straightforward for him and not too much. Because one of these, which was the one that was...
You didn't want to do these.
This was too heavy for him.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I must say that even I could manage that.
No, but 20 years ago he used it, but it's light, but he just loved being here, and...
Well, that's the impression I get, Lou. To be honest, to me, it seems as though he really liked your company, and that he really liked being here, and that somehow the workout, he could have done the workout, that kind of workout himself, couldn't he? But maybe he just wanted to hang out with you.
It's like that too. It's the motivation, and because in here it's very safe. There's no cameras, there's no people taking pictures. It's him and I. It's so safe.
Meeting Lou, it seemed to me that Jackson was there to confide in him, not really to train at all. Was it because he was anxious about the upcoming shows and had no one else to talk to?
He was a huge fan of the Hulk because it's about power. He had that power through music. I have that power through the Hulk because every one of us is a little Hulk inside of us. Michael felt like the little Hulk. He told me because of all the pain and anger.
You were like the mirror of him. You were like in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's really profound. It's really... I had never thought about that, but that's really true.
Same with his father. The same thing. You can't change your father. My father's a police lieutenant, but he really abused me. So Mike was abused. So we shared that. But it was interesting that he became a kid all over again because he didn't have the childhood.
The Hulk and Jackson shared a common bond. When he was organising for this tour, did he talk about the tour at all and what he felt about how it was going to be? And
oh, he was excited because I asked him about the tour. He said he was not nervous. I said, "You're nervous." And I could see that he was like anxious to train, but he had so much pressure, and the stress was humongous on him.
With the concerts just 3 months away, Jackson was sitting in Lou's bungalow, wondering whether he'd be able to cope. Back in Britain, the first batch of tickets sold out on the internet within minutes. And at the O2, fans queued for hours to snap up the rest. Yes. I wanted to meet another of Jackson's small group of trusted friends, Tom Mesereau, lawyer to the stars.
The charges he faces are false and will be battled in a court of law within our justice system.
4 years ago, he successfully defended Jackson against child abuse allegations. He got acquitted, but he kind of was a broken man.
I think he was broken in many ways, because I think to come through 5 months, 5 days a week of those horrific attacks probably scarred his soul, probably shocked him in ways we'll never know. Certainly he physically deteriorated. He looked like skin and bones at the end. His cheeks were sunken in, his eyes were heavy. The poor fellow could hardly smile even after he was acquitted.
He wasn't just a broken man, he was seriously in debt. The former king of pop, now without a kingdom.
Michael was somewhat like a rolling stone. He moved to Bahrain. He was there for a year in the Middle East. He then moved to Ireland. He lived in a castle. He moved to England, I believe, for a while, or off and on. Then he moved to Las Vegas. Then he moved to Los Angeles. And I think, you know, the trauma of that trial and the reality that he had to leave his beloved Neverland probably caused a lot of confusion in Michael. And I think he had trouble figuring out, you know, where he wanted to land.
Some people must have guessed that all was not well with Michael Jackson. Even as the concerts were announced, bookmakers were taking bets that he wouldn't actually make it to the first gig.
This is it.
Channel 4